The Meghalaya government has approved the extension of term of the Garo Hills Autonomous District Council by another 6 months, starting from the 15th of January, to allow a peace settlement with the Achik National Volunteer Council, or ANVC, a militant outfit under ceasefire since 2004. The settlement is scheduled to take place ahead of the elections to the council, and the state cabinet's decision would allow the leaders of the outfit to participate in the democratic process.
The cabinet has been pleased enough to consider his proposal for extension of the term in respect of Garo's Autonomous District Council for 6 months for the time being.
After leading the state's intelligence bureau for over a decade, Mr. Khagen Sharma, who belongs to the 1982 IPS batch, took charge as the new Director General of Assam Police on the 17th of January. Sharma replaced Jayanto Narayan Chaudhary, who will now head the National Security Guard as its Director General. Immediately after assuming his duties at the Assam Police Headquarters Ulubari, Guwahati, Khagen Sharma asserted that his priorities would be to establish peace and safety in the state. Asked about the recent execution of a leader, Partho Gogoi, and cadres by Paresh Barua faction of Alpha, he said,
Partho Gogoi jijon 2008 or jeta Alpha A aru C company tokor karone ahisile June mahot tetia Paresh Baruar nirdek mote Partho Gogoi discussion of Hanasil, he was the commander of the B group 2008. Aro aji Partho Gogoi hoito যিকোনো এক্সকিউজ দিছে এটা সঁচা মিছা মই নকওঁ কিন্তু পাৰ্থ গগৈক আজি তেওঁলোকে মৃত্যুদণ্ড দিছে আৰু এইজন পাৰ্থ গগৈকে তেওঁলোকে ম্যানমাৰ পঠাইছিল এইজন পাৰ্থ গগৈক তেওঁলোকে চাইনাৰ কিছু এৰিয়াত পঠাইছিল এইজন পাৰ্থ গগৈকে আৰ্মছ কনচাইনমেণ্টৰ কাৰণে তেওঁলোকে বিভিন্ন ঠাইৰ পৰা অনাৰ ক্ষেত্ৰত ইউজ কৰিছিলে আৰু আজি তেওঁক মৃত্যুদণ্ড দিছে.
Further, he said that despite the fact that 16 major militant outfits have participated in negotiations with the government so far, but yet sporadic violence continues off and on.
When most of the cadres are on the mainstream, then the bigger problems comes, the remnants. They become frustrated, they become nervous, they become ferocious. So what has happened? They don't know what to do. That is why violence becomes not targeted, violence becomes against the general people, general public, whichever the soft targets, they target. That is why violence level does not come down so much despite the fact that insurgency comes down to a great extent.
Apart from militants, the growing crime rate in the Guwahati city too was of grave concern, the new DG police said. Padma Shri and Arjuna Award winner, Asian Games gold medalist, boxer and coach NG Dinku Singh was arrested by Imphal police on the 16th of January and suspended of his post as coach by the Sports Authority of India on the 17th of January after he assaulted 3 female weightlifters in Manipur. Dinku Singh allegedly hit out at the 3 juvenile female boxers with sticks at the Kuman Lampak Sports Complex in Imphal on the 13th of January after he thought that they had scratched his car. The boxer was posted as a Sai coach at its Imphal center in December 2013. Of the 3, 1 girl is currently undergoing treatment at the Shija Clinic in Imphal. The entire state of Manipur, including the Boxing Federation, is shocked by this inhuman behavior, and voices are being raised to take away his awards. Meanwhile, the boxer was produced in court, which has remanded him to police custody for 16 days. He has been charged under several sections which could mean long years in jail.
After achieving such a world-class fame, that took him about 10 years rigorous practice, which now he has lost it in 1 minute's time by committing such a very dirty and a very what to say, very dirty act.
The offense registered against him, charge against him is number 1, 354, that is assaulting to outrage the modesty of an innocent woman, number 1. Number 2, causing hurt by using dangerous means or weapons. So if Mr. Dinku is convicted, he is certain to stay not less than 3 years in judicial custody. And now there is every possibility to incorporate one more offense, that is grievous hurt. If the present patient who are undergoing in the Caesar hospital, continues to undergo for another 20 days by getting severe body pain, sustained body pain, one very serious offense, that is section 326 of the Indian Penal Code, that is called grievous hurt, will be unincorporated against Mr. Dinku, and the punishment of that particular offense will be 10 years.
The United Naga Council has threatened to go in for agitations again in the hill districts of Manipur. In Assam, the Songbijit faction of NDFB is creating havoc. We have an interview with Joint Secretary Northeast, Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Shambhu Singh on these important issues in our next face-to-face section.
Welcome to our face-to-face section. Today we have with us Joint Secretary Northeast Ministry of Home Affairs, Mr. Shambhu Singh. Welcome to our show, sir. Sir, in a recent press release, the United Naga Council has threatened to launch a slew of agitational programs, including mass rally. They have said that they were assured political level talks within 2 months' time, that is, within October 2013. What has happened to the talks?
You see, while going through the press release, I found that the UNC has said that even if they receive a letter of invitation for starting talks at the political level, that slew of agitations shall continue irrespective of whatever happens. Now, if that be the situation, and if they take that kind of intransigent attitude, I see no reason why we should proceed with the talks.
While law and order is a state subject, the laying of railway lines as well as the 400 kV power grid line, these are central subjects, these are national assets. What actions are the government contemplating to stop the UNC from stalling these projects?
Now, these are national projects and we take them very seriously. I do not know who has been advising the UNC, but to be very honest, there are very, very stringent provisions of law which can be taken recourse to. And if we take recourse to them, it will make the life of every individual UNC office bearer very difficult.
In the same press release, the UNC has also passed a diktat to the people to stop them from participating in the Republic Day celebrations. What steps are you taking to stop this?
They have used a particular word called abstention from participation in India's Republic Day. What does it mean? If they don't consider themselves to be Indians, or rather I would put it like this, if they already say that they are Indians, why are they not calling it their Republic Day? They are calling it India's Republic Day. Okay. And abstention from Republic Day, and the message is to the people that the people must abstain from participating in India's Republic Day. It has got a secessionist overtone, the implications of which are again very, very different.
Moving on to Assam, the Songbijit faction has become a headache both for the government as well as for the people. They recently killed 9 innocent people as well as abducted another tea estate manager. What plans do you have to check them?
The problem was, in the case of RD, the camps were yet to be constructed and the cadres were roaming around. For the security forces, it was extremely difficult to differentiate as to who belongs to which faction. So they have been acting with impunity. Now we have asked the state government to immediately get the cadres of Ranjan Dayamari group inside the camps within a day or two. After that, the forces shall not bother whether a cadre who is outside belongs to Songbijit group or belongs to Ranjan Dayamari group. After that, it will be action and all out action.
It has been reported that the Paresh Barua group of Alpha has recently executed one of its leaders as well as some cadres who were planning to surrender. Is this true?
Well, that's what I heard in the case of Partha Gogoi. I heard that he was shot in the back, probably execution style. Now that shows the quality of person Paresh Barua is. Prior to that, that lady was killed. Then 9 more cadres have been killed, all executed. It proves that Paresh Barua is or has become totally bereft of human values. And the youth of Assam should look at the reality of Paresh Barua and not get enticed by such people who have a proclivity of killing people with impunity.
It has also been reported that the Paresh Barua group of Alpha lured some youth, promised them jobs abroad, took them to Myanmar and forced them to join their cadres. Is this also true?
People have been misguided, misled, and they have been taken to Myanmar for training to join the groups. And poor fellows, they can't even come back, because if they try to come back, they will be executed. I also have reports that the cadres he has taken from India are in a really very, very poor shape. They don't have enough to eat even, but he is living like a king.
Thank you, sir, for joining us and answering all our questions.